It's around 6:30, so we're going to go ahead and get started. First, I want to say thank you for attending tonight's session. It's our spring 2022 after the cap and gown event to specifically talk about Tusculum's graduate programs. Tonight, we're going to have one faculty member and either one alum or one current student speak on behalf of each of their programs. Kind of the outline tonight is going to be, we're going to have the faculty perspective first, followed by the students' perspective. They're going to give, their benefits of the program, just a general outline of the program. After each kind of program session, we're going to have a little time for questions and answers. And then once all of our questions are answered, we're going to move on to our next session. And then we're just going to kind of repeat that process until the end. And then for any students who are kind of joined with us all the way through the sessions, we're going to have a Q&A with admissions, which will be me and our Director of Financial Aid, Ms. Melissa White. So with that said, we're going to go ahead and get started. With leading off tonight will be Dr. Josh Ray and Haley Dean, who is a current student, speaking on behalf of our MBA program.
Very good. Thank you, Drew. Share this with you. All right, and good evening. My name is Dr. Josh Ray, as Drew shared with you. I am the Director of Graduate Programs for the College of Business at Tusculum. And tonight I want to talk to you about our two programs, the first being the Master of Business Administration program. As far as graduate programs in business go, an MBA is one of the most highly sought after programs and one of the programs that has the highest return for most students. There have been multiple reports and many studies that show that attaining an MBA degree will give you an economic boost over the life of your career. It's something that you would approach if you're interested in taking more of a leadership role in your organization, or maybe even starting your own business. If you want to be the person that's in charge, that's directing things, that is helping shift the strategy and the performance of the organization, an MBA is a good degree to have. Our particular MBA, the Pioneer MBA at Tusculum University, is ACBSP accredited. That's an international accrediting body that focuses mainly on teaching schools. It's a very rigorous process to reach accreditation for ACBSP, and we're very proud of the fact that we were able to do that. Beyond that accreditation, in the past several years, we have won numerous awards for online and in-person MBA credentials as far as the state of Tennessee and our region. We work very hard to make our curriculum relevant and rigorous, and we're getting some recognition for that. A little bit about the structure of our MBA program. It typically takes 12 months to complete. You would take what amounts to 4 content areas in the fall, 4 content areas in the spring, and then a comprehensive business project in the summer. That would give you the full 30 credit hours needed to complete the MBA degree. We have built our program a little bit differently than some other programs. Instead of having multiple courses, we have built 6 credit hour modules. So you would take different content area for the first 7 weeks of the semester and a different content area in the second 7 weeks. And so we've got pairings like marketing and management, economics and finance, accounting and decision making. And that way you don't have to take, you don't have to balance 4 different content areas all at the same time. Beyond the general MBA, which is that 30 credit hour program that I mentioned, we also offer 3 new concentrations. That's the organizational consulting and analysis concentration, a leadership concentration, and an entrepreneurship concentration. Those will provide you with a little bit extra content. If you have a particular interest or the organization that you're looking at has a particular need, those are some areas that you can seek. They'll give you a little more content, give you a little more experience, and hopefully give you a boost in your career. For questions, please reach out to me. My email's right there, jray@tusculum.edu. I'm happy to set up a Zoom or a phone call or just trade emails with you. I love to talk about the program, and I'd be happy to share some more information with you. And so now I get to brag a little bit on a good friend of mine, Miss Haley Dean. She is a current student in the MBA program, and she just finished my class. So hopefully she's got some good things to say about it. All right, Haley, you ready?
Yes, can you hear me?
I can.
Okay. Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Haley. I'm just going to tell a little bit about myself, why I decided on Tusculum and why I decided on the MBA program. I'm currently an IT manager of the acute applications at Ballad Health. I have a different background. I've been a nurse for 13 years. I worked as an emergency room nurse for 5 years, and then the electronic medical record blew up and they needed some nurses in IT, and I decided to go that route. And I've been in that, I guess that area for 8 years. It's really paid off in a lot of ways. And I was a lead on that team, and then I became a manager, and I've been in that position for about a year and a half. And the reason I decided to further my education, I wanted to get my master's, and I reached out to a lot of our leadership and my mentor, and they said, Haley, you can go the nursing route or you can go the business route. And actually a lot of our directors and different upper level management are going for the business degree, the MBA, because as a hospital, we have to run a business, and there's a lot of different areas that skill set would be used. So I started looking, and I'm from Greenville, Tennessee, and I started looking local, but I am a full-time mom, a full-time wife. I'm a worship leader at my church, so I had to find something that was online. And then I started looking at what would be best financially, and actually Tusculum was the cheapest. So I reached out and I went to open house, and I actually knew a couple other people that had went through the program. So I decided to go out on faith and start the program. So since then, I've actually really enjoyed the online program. It's not been super overwhelming like I thought it would be. I haven't been in college for 13 years. So it's been a few weeks where a little rough, but I will have to say the professors, Dr. Ray and my other professor, have been very responsive, very patient, and really have helped me get to where I need to be today. So if you're looking to further your education and on the MBA program, this is a great program so far, and I'm excited to see what the other programs are moving forward.
Thank you, Haley.
Thanks.
You found a home here.
Thanks.
Thank you, Haley. All right, does anybody have any questions for either Dr. Ray or Haley regarding our MBA program? Going once. Okay, so we're going to move into our next one, which actually is Dr. Ray again. And then the student for the Master of Science in Entrepreneurial Leadership program will be Kevin Hinkle. I think, yeah, he's still on here. So I'm going to let Josh take over again.
All right. Technology is working. Excellent. Okay, so very excited to talk about our new Master of Entrepreneurial Leadership program. This is a brand new program at Tusculum. It's right at a year old. This coming Saturday, we will have our first graduate of this program. The Master of Entrepreneurial Leadership program was designed and marketed because we've seen a big change in the market. Since COVID has hit and we've had to deal with the fallout of the pandemic and all of the new work structures and the new wants and needs of employees in the last few years, we wanted to have something that could facilitate those folks. And what we know is there's numerous studies out there now and plenty of research to support the fact that a lot of people want to work in an entrepreneurial venture. Either they want to start their own business or they want to work in a startup or a small business because that provides a different experience for them. And it's something where you can look for a little bit different way to fulfill your career. We designed this program to be different than most entrepreneurship programs across the country. When we were doing the diligence and studying what we wanted to create, we thought about, what are most people interested in? What is already out there? Where is the best place for us to provide service? We determined that there were the two tracks that people were interested in, right? The very traditional track is, hey, I'm the person that wants to start a business. I have an idea, I have a product, I have a service, I have a mission or a goal. I have a passion that I want to bring to market. That's the typical entrepreneurship mode that most people think of. And so we designed a curriculum. It's 30 credit hours. I'm going to show you some the actual courses here in just a minute. But the idea is, what would a person need to know to start their own business? How do you determine what organization form to create? How do you finance that? What do you do to improve and develop your idea, your innovation, your passion? How do you market it? How do you hire people and staff your operation? All the different functional areas that an entrepreneur needs to know in order to be successful. That second track is, okay, what if I'm not ready quite yet to start my own business? I don't want to go out on that limb, but I would like to get some experience in that mode, that type of organization, right? I want to be a part of an entrepreneurial culture. I want something fast-paced. I want something that's creative. I want something that is doing something new. Same deal. The content that we have would really benefit somebody that wants to be plugged into an entrepreneurial venture and immediately start contributing. If you look at the core courses for the entrepreneurship program, we have things like negotiations, leading in a virtual environment, new venture creation. You can see the classes there. That's our core, right? All of those things are fundamental to starting and operating and growing a business. And they're things that we have the faculty and the experience to help share with the student. So we're very, very happy about that. Additional content beyond the entrepreneurship core, we're going to look at organizational performance, right? How do I know if my organization's working well? What can I do to improve it? What are the leadership concepts that are going to be most conducive to success in an entrepreneurial venture? And then when we talk about the consulting relationship, you might not want to start a business. You might not even want to work in one, but you want to have a relationship with one, right? You want to be able to reach out to folks that are in need and bring some expertise to bear on a particular situation to improve organizational performance. In our program, you will get experience in all those different areas. Something that is common to the MBA program and the entrepreneurship program is our comprehensive business project. That's a full course where you'll actually do an applied field study where you'll look at an organization, identify a strategic initiative, collect data, do analysis, and then make recommendations for that organization, right? So if you're a brand new student coming fresh out of undergrad and you don't have a lot of experience, this class will give you an opportunity to demonstrate the type of work that you're capable of doing, okay? That's something that we're very proud of across both programs, because whether you're trying to pad your resume for a vertical move, or you're fresh out of undergrad and you need to build that resume up, that's something that we have for everybody. Again, if you need to ask more questions, you want to just have a conversation about this program, reach out to me, jray@tusculum.edu. happy to have a conversation, trade texts, emails, whatever is most convenient for you. Now, I have the opportunity to introduce a good friend of mine, somebody that's been a colleague for a long time now, and somebody that I've learned from just as much as I hope they've learned from me, and that's Kevin Hinkle. Kevin, if you want to share a little bit with them, I'd appreciate it.
I hope everybody's doing good tonight. My name is Kevin Hinkle, and I would like to just give you a real quick breakdown of who I am. And before I start, I need you to know that I'm not a career student. I'm very interested in the world. All of my education has come from Tusculum College. That is my alma mater. I have a bachelor's in film and broadcasting. I started out with my master's degree in human resource development, so Master's of Arts Education and HRD. Shout out to Dr. Burleson. And after I got that degree, I tried to start a coaching company and consulting, and realized very quickly I didn't know exactly what I was doing. I had the skills to perform, but I didn't know how to run the business. So I went back for my MBA, also a very fantastic program. It helped me get a greater understanding of accounting and finance, which previously I had no experience in. And those classes were so good and helped me so much. In June of 2020, I started my corporation, Core Service Solutions, and still there was something missing. I looked on Tusculum's website and I seen that there was the MSCL, and it tied everything that I have learned up until this point. It tied everything together beautifully. My favorite part of the MSCL was learning greater negotiation skills and a greater understanding of the entrepreneurial process. I confirmed many of my previous notions about business ownership and fixed some of my potential bad habits that I was developing. It made me a better leader and refined the way that I lead my virtual team. So I have people in different states, and it definitely has helped me with that. And I was also quickly able to creatively apply problem solving with tools and knowledge I obtained in the innovation course. It assisted me in strategic planning for my sustainability brand. And I'm currently working on a pre-money valuation in order to reach out to potential venture capitalists and angel investors. All in all, if you aspire to be an entrepreneur, this program will reinforce your confidence and provide you with the knowledge, skills, and attitudes to take on the ever-changing business world with stride and unrelenting resolve. It is a fantastic program, and all of the professors that I have had in the graduate programs, every one of them have been wonderful to work with, and I highly suggest them.
Thank you, Kevin.
Yeah, that was great. Thank you, Kevin.
No problem.
Does anybody have any questions for Kevin or Dr. Ray? Okay. So next, it looks like we are moving on into our Master of Science in Nursing. And speaking on behalf of that program will be Dr. Callie Montgomery. Hey, there you go.
Sorry about that. Actually, I'm not a doctor. I'm a nurse practitioner. And thank you so much for having us on there. Wonderful to be here. And I'm so excited about prospective students. We have a lot to offer in our nurse practitioner program. As a matter of fact, Haley, I'd like to talk to you. Maybe we can bring you over to the dark side eventually. You never know. But a little bit about our program. We're really excited about our program. We have a very doable program for families, people who have jobs, working adults. It is a 40 credit hour program with 540 clinical hours. And if you'll look around, that's very competitive with what's being offered in the community and in local cities and universities. It is a full-time or a part-time program. We have fall and spring start dates. We pride ourselves in 3 major things, one of which is we are very open and try to be accommodating to people. We know that everyone has families. We know that people have work lives. We know that there are a lot of things that go on in life that sometimes what we're trying to do with our career may be put on a back burner. And just to give you an example or two, we've had people who have been going through chemo who've had to stop the program for a short amount of time to get through. We've had people who've had babies who've had to take leaves of absence, not to mention, bereavements and all these situations with COVID, which we, like I said, are very accommodating. We know that life happens. Number 2, we're available to our students. And I'll just be honest with you, we're available day, night, weekends, holidays. I get texts and calls from my students all the time. And I'm happy to say that everyone that teaches in this program has the same focus, and that's student success. So we're available for all those things that may happen in life. And number 3, and most importantly, if you're interested in becoming a nurse practitioner, is we have a very high board certification rate. Of the 19 students we had graduate in December 2021, 15 students have taken their state boards and 15 students have passed. So we're very excited about that. The remaining students are scheduled. They haven't taken their test yet. It is scheduled. And I feel certain that they too will have just as much success with their board certifications. Like I said, the program is very doable. We're here to work with you. As long as you have an active nursing license, we'll do whatever we have to do to make ourselves accommodating to you. As a matter of fact, I'd like for you to speak to one of our students. She's a current student who has been through a bump in the road or two. So Audrey, if you're on there, Audrey Anderson, I'd like for her to speak. I didn't see her on there earlier, but she agreed to be on here, so I'm not sure if she's there or not.
I don't see her yet. We are about 2 minutes prior to the start of actually your session, but I don't see her yet.
Okay. Well, does anybody have any questions? I'd love to answer some questions, talk to you about our program. And if you don't have any right now, please feel free to reach out to me. My email address is cmontgomery@tusculum.edu. Again, that's cmontgomery@tusculum.edu. You can also call me on my personal cell phone. And if you need that, shoot me an email. I'll send you my phone number directly, and we can talk about our program.
I actually have a question. Can you just talk about more how the classes are structured, whether they're online, face-to-face, Zoom?
Absolutely. Thank you so very much for bringing that up. Very important aspect. We have both synchronous and asynchronous classes. That means that there are a few courses that we like for you to be there for. Those are all scheduled on Tuesday because, again, we try to keep everything on the same day for those people who are working and who have families. So all of our classes are on Tuesdays. Now, as far as your clinical hours go, you can schedule those any way you want to. We also try really hard to help you find preceptor placement. In this day and age, preceptor placement is very competitive, but we also have a lot of experience between the faculty here. So we know a lot of people from East Tennessee all the way to past Knoxville. We can get you placed somewhere. So by all means, that's important. But again, there are several classes that are not required to be on at a certain time. They're completely online. So None of our courses are required to be on campus, so those distance learners are absolutely welcomed to come and talk to us about our program. I'd love to talk to you a little bit more.
Thank you. I appreciate that, Callie.
No problem. Glad to be here.
Thank you. Next, we're going to move on into our Master of Sport Management, and we have Dr. Nick Davidson on behalf of the faculty, and Carly Sosnowski on behalf of the student.
Hey, y'all. Thanks for that intro there, Drew. As mentioned, I'm Dr. Nick Davidson. I am the soon-to-be department chair of the Department of Sport Management here at Tusculum. I want to talk a little bit about our Masters in Sport Management program. We're switching over. We're currently known as Masters of Sport Administration, but we'll be changing for the fall semester to Masters of Sport Management. A little bit of a program overview. What do we do in sport management, right? That can be kind of a broad term. We prepare our graduates for career opportunities in professional sport, collegiate sport. We have some folks that work in community recreation, some folks that work in administration, some folks in coaching. We are a 100% online program, which I'll get into the curriculum here in a little bit. Recently, we were ranked by Online Master's Degrees as the number 12 online master's degree in sport management program for 2022. To give you a general overview of some of our recent graduates and their place of employment, just to name a few, we have folks working for the Phoenix Suns, a young lady that's graduating this Saturday, actually, that's going on to work for the Nashville Predators. We have some folks working for the Tennessee Smokies as well, recent graduate at Wake Forest, a few other places here and there in between. So our folks are getting jobs, they're going out there. That's important, right? Let's talk about admissions a little bit. Pretty run-of-the-mill as far as Tusculum admission standards go. You have to satisfy one of the following in addition to all your other good stuff to get into a grad program, right? So, of course, the bachelor's degree, but on top of that, we're looking for a 3.0 and a 4.0 scale and 3.0 in your last 60 hours. The reason why we do that is generally because those last 60 hours of your undergraduate degree are your major courses, right? So we want to make sure that you're prepared in that regard. We also have conditional admissions where if you are between a 2.75 and a 2.99 in the last 60 hours, or between a 2.5 and a 2.74 in the last 60 hours, you must submit a essay essentially saying, why do you think you'd be a good fit for the program? Has to get dean recommendation, all that good stuff. Really moving though into the core components of the program. So we offer two options really traditionally for this. It can either be completed in 12 months if you're going to go about it full time. It can be completed in 24 months if you're going to go about it part time. A lot of our students do complete it in 1 year. Some, though, we are very tailored as an online program to working professionals. So some folks do go that 24-month route. Actually, a few of our graduates for this weekend are of that 24-month variety. Cost of completion, this is a huge one. We are an extremely affordable program, okay? Cost of completion is $12,450. For a master's degree, that is extremely competitive, especially for a private institution, right? Even at a lot of state institutions, if you were paying in-state tuition, I can promise you, you'd be paying more for a master's degree at a lot of places. And on top of that, when we're talking about funding and paying for your degree, we also have a lot of graduate assistantship opportunities available. So if you're not sure what a graduate assistantship is, essentially you will be working either with Tusculum Athletics or somewhere else at Tusculum, or with the Greenville Flyboys, which use Pioneer Park, which is on our campus. They're a summer league collegiate baseball team. We have an opportunity, a working agreement with them where they actually pay the tuition of, I believe it's 2 graduate students every year. Okay, so not only is our program very affordable, we also have great options for you to pay for that program. And at the same time, you're also getting really valuable working experience, right? Because even if you get that master's degree, that's all well and good. But if you don't have really competent and confident working experience, the job search might be a little bit of a struggle. So this really provides kind of the best of both worlds, right? Looking over our coursework, if you go the 12-month route traditionally, right, you're going to be taking 12 credits in the fall, 12 credits in the spring. see kind of some of our general rundown of our courses here, right? I won't list them all, but everything from legal issues in sport to sport psychology to in the spring talking about policy and governance. We also have a research aspect, as does, I believe, almost every master's program, if not every master's program at Tusculum, where you will actually put together a research proposal. And then if you would like to as well, you can follow up that for additional credit hours and actually conduct the study. In our summer courses, as I was talking about before, with that applied research, you can either go the internship route where you're actually working on site. Okay, a lot of our students opt for this option. All right, if you are working for whether it's TU or maybe you're working somewhere else, or maybe you're working for the Flyboys. Okay, the other option, as I mentioned before, is this is where you can take that research proposal and then actually go through the process of conducting that study, right? So we have both that practicum based track, and we also have the research track. So if you're someone that is interested in maybe not working in industry, but even maybe going on to a PhD program, which is fantastic, I highly encourage, we get you that research opportunity where when you're going to be applying for those doctoral programs, you really have something to show for it. My contact information down below, again, Dr. Nick Davidson, readily accessible. Come see me in Cogs North. If not, there's my email, ndavidson@tusculum.edu. And I'd also like to turn it over now to one of our students within the program, Carly Sosnowski, really successful student and doing a lot of exciting things. And I'd like for her to share that a little bit. So I'll turn it over to you, Carly.
Hello, everyone. My name is Carly Sosnowski. Just a brief bio of myself. I'm actually a graduate of Tusculum. I graduated last May in 2021 with a bachelor's in psychology with a behavioral concentration. I actually play volleyball, and that is kind of part of the reason why I'm in this program, is because I needed to find a program that fit my needs and also provided me the eligibility to play my sport. So kind of three main components of this Master's in Sports Administration. So networking opportunities, first and foremost. So throughout some of the coursework, we had to reach out to other professionals in the fields, whether it be athletic administrators or, chief fundraising officers, stuff like that, and perform an interview with a bunch of questions, just kind of addressing, what their thoughts are about their career, just advice, things of that nature. And that's really helpful, especially for someone who may not know necessarily career-wise what they want to do. If they know that they want to be involved in sports in some way, shape, or form. These interviews and these network opportunities are something that is very crucial. I currently am going to take the research route for the summer courses, and some of the networking opportunities that I've had through the massive program is actually helping me with my research. So that's something that's very helpful and beneficial, that if I were to do this research by myself, I wouldn't have had these opportunities unless it was for this program. Brings me to my second point, the internship/research opportunities that are available through this program. Through the Flyboys, my GA for volleyball, one of my coaches, she did the internship through the Flyboys, and it kind of shows you the behind the scenes things that have to go on with just operationally game ops and operations of having a sporting event. As someone who has participated in collegiate sports, you don't really realize everything that has to go on from beginning to end, so it kind of gives you an appreciation and understanding of, okay, if I want to be involved with athletics as an athletic administrator or part of game ops, the internship really provides a good insight into that. And also it's good looks on a resume. And we have it right in Greenville, is the Flyboys. So that's something that's very good and available to those students. And then the research opportunities. I know for me personally, when you think of research, I just thought it was very unattainable for myself. I didn't know how to go about it, but Tusculum, because of the size of the classes and the professors that really care and want you to move on further, they have really helped me form my research and actually have given me much confidence in knowing that I can actually do it. And I'm excited to perform it this summer course and get it done and see what ends up coming out of that. But the internship and research opportunities through this program is something that I think is very important to look at if you're interested in this program, and something that you probably won't find elsewhere. And then third is the preparation for career or the possibility of going on for further education. This is something where it could be very hard to understand if you want to what you want to do career-wise. I know that some people might take this because, you know, sports administration and they want to be involved in sports in some way, shape, or form, so they take this. But it's something that, because of all of the opportunities that all these courses offer us, it really gives you a better insight of what exactly you want to do inside of the sports administration world, while also attaining a degree that can help you get that job. So that's something that I think is really good. The resume builder as well. I'm looking to actually go to another graduate program for sports psychology. So this program is allowing me to build my resume through research, attaining a master's degree in sports administration to apply for this program. So right then and there, Tusculum University, the sports administration program, my bachelor's even at that, has provided me multiple opportunities to not only to build my resume, but also to get to where I want to be in life and career-wise. So I'm very appreciative of the university and this program and all the professors within it. Thank you.
Thank you, Carly. Does anybody have any questions for Nick or Carly? Okay, moving on to our next program, the Master of Arts in Organizational Training and Performance Management. And speaking on behalf of this program will be Dr. Jeff Burleson and Yarkiza de Monsier.
Thanks, Drew. So the master, and I don't have a PowerPoint, sorry guys. The Masters of Arts in Organizational Training and Performance Management is a 12-month program, 100% online and 100% project-based. So I'll let Yarkiza confirm this next statement. There are no quizzes, there are no tests. It is all project-based and can apply the majority to your work setting or whatever your situation is. Essentially, this program prepares people to be corporate trainers, but not only corporate. You know, it can be in the education world, it can be in just about any environment. We focus on instructional design, leadership, strategic planning, team building, and the list just goes on and on. We have graduates currently working in the U.S. Pentagon, Tennessee Valley Authority, Dollywood, Jewelry Television, Ballot Health, and again, the list just continues. It's a really fun program. It also ties into the entrepreneurial leadership program. If you're in that program, you're going to take some of these courses. It is also ACBSP accredited. Just a fun program. I feel like we have a good time when we work together, and that's the way I look at it. We're working together for a process to be completed, and I think the students would agree with that. And the student that we have speaking tonight is Yarkiza Gonzalez de Monsier, just a phenomenal student. Wouldn't have her here if she wasn't, but she's just, her work is sterling. It's always a pleasure when she calls or emails to just work with her. So I'm going to turn it over to her.
Thank you, Professor. Hello, everybody. My name is Yarkiza Gonzalez de Monsier, and as you can tell, I have an accent. I'm not from here. I'm from the Dominican Republic. So about 4 years ago, I moved to US, and this is my second program here at Tusculum. I did a Master of Business Administration, and I did love it. And at the beginning, I was so scared because my language and the barrier. So I was very scared, and the first semester was tough, not because the teacher, it was just because I never have any kind of education here. So getting adapted to the system from the Dominican Republic and US was a little hard, but I got it. I graduated with 3.94, sorry. And I enjoy everything. I learned a lot, and that's why I'm doing my second program here, because Tusculum is good and the professors are good. I think this program is amazing. I love it. And the best thing about the program is that I feel I'm a better professional, not just because the program, but because the program allowed me to help others. I think the program helped me to identify gaps that my organization can have and gaps that maybe I can have. And after I identify those gaps, I can find solutions, and I also can follow a process. It's not like sometimes we see that companies have training programs and are not effective. maybe because they don't hire somebody that know about training. So now I'm more critical. I feel that I'm more confident. I have my own team and a team leader, John Deere Power Product here on Greenville. And I feel that I can enhance more productivity. I feel like I can talk more about efficiency and performance. I'm more critical now, and I can talk with a base. It's not like I'm talking and I don't know what I'm talking about. I can impact in my coworkers. I can impact in my employer, and I can help them. And I feel a lot better now because we as professionals, we want to be successful, but how beautiful is when you can help others to be successful. I enjoy a lot that part of this program. I think also it's important for us to learn about taxonomy and the different domains. It's important for us to know how to make a training need analysis. It's important for all of us to understand performance and how we can evaluate performance, because every company, it doesn't matter the industry, it doesn't matter what field, every company needs somebody that know about performance. And I feel very, I feel that as professional, I have a lot of value. I feel that if I apply today for a job, I'm more likely to have an interview because I'm prepared. I can give something to the company, and I can give something to the company staff. Now, after the COVID-19, you know, companies have a turn, a 360 turn. We all want to do better, and we all want somebody that's there to help others to get those goals. And now knowing that I can build a training and design a training to build those goals, I feel prepared.
Thank you, Yarkisa.
You're welcome.
I actually did have one question for you, Yarkisa. You mentioned you had a 3.94 GPA. What class did you not make an A in?
I don't want to say that because the teacher was here. Well, he's not here now. I think it was Dr. Ray.
Okay.
It was a good class. It was my, I think I work in a factory. Most of you know how hard it is. I work 12 hours sometimes. I work Saturday sometimes. It has been hard. I think it wasn't because the flexibility of Tusculum, I was not going to be able to make it. Because also with my language, if you had to read something for an hour, I maybe had to spend 5 hours on that to understand. Every time I'm typing something, I think and overthink because I'm not a native English speaker. It takes me a little bit more effort, but at the same time, I love it because I feel it helped me. So there will be a point where I'm going to be a better writer than maybe people from US.
That's great. Thank you. Thank you for sharing, Yarkisa, and thank you, Dr. Burleson. Moving on to our next graduate program will be our Master of Arts in Education. And speaking on behalf of this program will be Mr. Dexter Lim and Mr. Steve Anderson.
Hello, good evening, everyone. My name is Dexter, and I'm also the coordinator for the Master of Arts in Education program, and I'll refer to the program as MAED. And I would like to tell you a little bit about our program here at Tusculum. So MAED provides licensed K-12 classroom teachers with advanced knowledge and skills to better serve their students, including those with special needs. And the program helps teachers to promote and create an engaging learning environment in their classroom. So the courses in the program are taught by educators who work as administrators in school districts, school principals, and so on. So you will learn from experts in the field with a wide range of experience. And some of the skills that you will learn through the program include planning for instruction, strategies for assessment, strategies for special needs students, differentiating instruction, and also conducting educational research. So this is a fully online program that is designed to accommodate working teachers. So all are online asynchronous, so there's no Zoom classes that you will be attending. And it has been online, this program has been online for at least 10 years, so all the courses are designed to be taught and learned online. As I mentioned, it's all online asynchronous. So that means you plan your own time during the week to complete the coursework, and you have due dates that you have to turn in your work. So full-time students can complete the program within 12 months. And there are two concentration options in the MAD program. So the first one is curriculum and instruction with reading emphasis. And the second one is special education with dual endorsement in comprehensive K-12 and interventionist K-8. So there is special funding from the Teach Grant. So for more information, that you can contact the financial aid office. That is for the special education concentration. So Tusculum offers interest-free payment plans to make the obtaining the degree affordable. And our program is ranked number 14 in the US for the best online education degree by study.com. And another important scholarship that you can apply is if you are a teacher in one of our partner districts, you get a $500 per semester teacher scholarship if you're enrolled full-time. So now I'm going to turn it over to Stephen Anderson and let him talk about his experience in the MAD program. And he just completed my class, so I hope to hear some good things from there. And here you go, Stephen.
How's everybody doing this evening? Sorry, I'm currently kind of at the gym now that I have the time. So a little bit of background about myself. I'm a math teacher. I did 12 years of teaching mathematics and 14 years total in Cincinnati, Ohio. So when I moved to Tennessee, I was looking to kind of get another teaching job, but also looking to, possibly further my education. And one thing that was important was that I could find a program that can really help me to work. Now that I also work at Tusculum University as well. So I work full time, but also have a program that could really help me to learn some new things that I can put some tools in my toolbox and be able to take those things to the classroom when I decide to go ahead and go back to the classroom, or even maybe possibly look at teaching at the collegiate level. I could tell you one thing, that you will have a group of passionate teachers who will help you every step of the way. I have to say, Dr. Lim really, had a research class, and I'm very non-traditional. I'm not a teacher right now. I'm still licensed, but because I converted my license over from Ohio to Tennessee, but I'm not currently teaching within the classroom. And we were able to write a different type of paper and do a different type of research. He has really helped me every step of the way when it comes to the research, when it comes to helping to put together a paper. And me, I graduated Tusculum in 2004, and I never thought that 15, 16 years later, I'll be trying to write a paper or research paper, but he's really helped me every step of the way. And every single professor will do the same thing to make sure that you are accommodated with any needs that you have. And you also have opportunities to be in learning groups as well too, so that you have assignments that you do together, so that you can not only learn from people like myself that are not in the classroom but have a lot of experience, but also from people that are in the classroom and saying, where are they seeing now with students, and how are these things or how are these tools working in the classroom if that's what they're trying. And it's a great opportunity to kind of work with a great group of people, a great group of professors, and it's really helped me. I'll be graduating in August. I'm going to speak that into existence. And like Mr. Kirza, my GPA, I currently have 7 A's and 1 B+. But, we're not going to harp on, the grades. We want to harp on the quality of education that you are getting, so that you can take those tools and put them in your toolbox and use them in the classroom. That's the most important thing. So that's kind of all that I have to say about this program. I mean, it really is very beneficial for someone like myself who's not a great online learner. I have to kind of be in the guise of a classroom. They have really helped me out tremendously.
Thank you, Steve. I appreciate that. And thank you, Dexter.
One thing to mention, I'm gonna put my contact information in the chat. So if anyone needs that, it's right there. Thank you.
Dexter. Thank you. Appreciate that.
And if anybody
Okay.
has any questions- if anybody has any questions as well, mine is sanderson@tusculum.edu, or you can always see me on the 4th floor in the Academic Resource Center.
Thank you, Steve. Okay, next we have our Master of Arts in Teaching program. And speaking on behalf of this program will be Dr. Peggy Rochelle and one of our recent alums, Keenan Sutter.
Hello, everybody. It's glad to see everybody here. And what makes the Masters of Arts in Teaching unique is we can license folks. So let's say you have a degree in business, an undergrad in business. Let's say you have an undergraduate degree in underwater basket weaving. It doesn't matter. We actually have 39 areas that we can help you get a license. And the thing about the MAT program is it is a bridge program. It will take you from where you are into getting that teacher license, and we help you. And depending upon what area you want to go into is what courses that you take. If you're interested in elementary, you have a few more courses because we need to show you how to teach reading and how to teach math for younger children. If you are in secondary education, you already have your content coming from another area. So we're concentrating on those professional courses, things such as classroom management, utilizing technology, assessment and grading, those types of things that you need. And at the moment, we have 36 partners with school districts. So when you come to us, you will have clinical opportunities. And in order to have those clinical opportunities, you have to have a partnership agreement. So we have those partnership agreements that enable you to do your clinical work and your student teaching in the community where you are. Our courses are, I would call them synchronous Zoom, which means most of the time your instruction's online, but you do have synchronous Zoom times with your professors. And our courses are very noisy. They're very engaging. We will put you in Zoom rooms. We will show you how to walk in cyberspace to see other people's work. You will have interactive gallery walk and gallery sections. So you will have lots of different hands-on opportunities, even though you're in cyberspace. At the moment, I'll share this little bit of information with you. The licensure programs at Tusculum University, we have the same ranking as Vanderbilt. So little Tusculum is pretty, even though we're small, we're a powerhouse when it comes to what you get in coursework. This last semester, we had 100% pass rate of EdTPA, which is a performance assessment that is you're required to take to get that license. And there's another little piece that might be helpful. Let's say you have a degree in math or biology or business, and a school system needs you. You can become what we call embedded. You can take that job and get paid with the backing of us. You will enroll in our program. You will take that coursework that you need. We will actually come out and do some supervision, but it will bypass the student teaching aspect. It will bypass some of that clinical aspect, but you're backed by us. So you have that extra little bit of security while you are learning in the classroom. So those are some of the things that we offer. And we offer 3 nights a week for our program. And we kind of refer to Mondays is Morristown, Tuesdays are Knoxville, and Thursday is Greenville. So, but you're not limited to your location for when you take a course. If Thursdays are better for you and you live in Knoxville, you can be in the Thursday group. If Mondays are better and you live in Greenville, you can be with the Monday group. So we have that flexibility. So we have some things that are unique to both worlds. You have the online learning component where you can learn at your own rate, but you also have us. You have those synchronous Zoom sessions where we work with you and go over things with you. And as I said, we're very proud of our students. And I want to introduce Ian Southerth to you. I did not get the opportunity to teach him in a course, but his professors rave about him. And he spent last year in Blount County schools, and right now he is in Alcoa. And Alcoa School District is in the top 5 school districts as far as getting paid. So he is actually in a school district where it is very competitive to get a job. So we are so proud of Keenan. And I'll tell y'all a little secret. He's teaching marketing. He comes to us with a business background. So Keenan, share about your program.
Yeah, thank you, Dr. Rochelle. And yeah, I had the fortunate aspect of being part of the Knoxville group, of being in the Masters of Arts in Teaching. So I come to Tusculum from the University of Tennessee, Knoxville. At graduation, I learned a little bit about Tusculum. It was actually, it beat Knoxville as far as being one of the colleges in the state, or it came close to it, I think. So that was a cool little tidbit fact that I learned at graduation. But yeah, I was a Master of Arts in Teaching student at Tusculum. And it was a really great experience. I can tell you from being what you would consider to be non-traditional in the sense of I didn't go to school to be a teacher. It kind of just fell in my lap. I graduated with my undergrad degree and I was getting ready to go into the workforce in business at the company I was working in. I was going to stay in marketing. And a teaching job came open and they called me and they said, Keenan, we know how good you were as a student and we want you to come teach. So I almost got recruited to go into education, but Tusculum was there to provide an opportunity that I could not find anywhere in the state. I could not find a university that would allow me to do job embedded. And like Dr. Rochelle said, Tusculum went to bat for me. They were that backing that I needed to get a job in Blount County schools. And I was fortunate enough to be able to forego student teaching, to learn how to be a teacher, while in school to get my master's degree in licensure. So I'm very fortunate enough to do that. I'll tell you a couple of things that I really enjoyed about the program at Tusculum that kind of stood out to me that made it different and made it worthwhile for me. First of all, Tusculum comes with raving reviews. One of the reasons that I ended up at Tusculum was from someone that actually graduated from the university recently. She got her undergrad degree there and she did special education. So I've actually referred people to go to Tusculum. I've actually got a friend that's in the Master of Arts in Teaching program there now. So it comes with high regards. All of the teachers, I feel like, bring some type of expertise to the classroom that you can't find anywhere else. Some of my best professors were those that had worked in the classroom, whether they were administrators or teachers that came out of the classroom to help aspiring teachers. That aspect of being a practitioner really helped me understand the pedagogies that you need to be a good teacher. So it really helped me. Next, I'll talk about the flexibility. They talk about having class one night a week. That flexibility of having asynchronous built in with synchronous was awesome. I had the opportunity to work on my coursework on my own time, but I also had FaceTime with my professors. That was really great for me to reinforce concepts that I was learning on my own. And it allowed me to put those things into action and discussion, as you mentioned, those Zoom breakout rooms with my peers. I'll tell you that I really enjoyed the network of other teachers. So we talk about these different tracks that there are for Masters of Arts in Teaching students. You have the elementary route, and then you also have that secondary route as well. There's a network of teachers you build relationships with. Some of the greatest friends that I made and people that I build and bounce ideas off of, like classroom management things. We still have a group text where we communicate and talk about things. Although it may look very different in elementary grades, I still have those colleagues that I can still talk to, and that's built upon here in the opportunities that Tusculum's afforded us. And lastly, I'll just kind of talk about the mentoring aspect. So like I said, I did job embedded. And Miss Kirby and Miss Klepper, I think she is married since I've had her, but they kind of provide that mentoring that you need. Like she said, they come and give you feedback. They watch you teach, and you work one-on-one with them in those courses, and you kind of get to develop into a great teacher. So if anyone out there is interested in becoming a teacher that has that background of the desire to be a teacher, Tusculum is the university that can definitely help you reach to where you need to go and kind of give you that footing that you need to make sure that you're an awesome student. And there's mentors there, there's flexibility, and you always have that background of the practitioners to give you any pedagogy that you need. So that's my 2 cents. I like to talk if you haven't learned that already. So I'm going to hit the mute button now.
Thank you, Keenan, and thank you, Peggy. I think that is about wrapping it up for our programs.